Fun fact, until about a week ago, I'd never seen the original Twister.
What?
And man, was I missing out. And I know that I usually tease a bit before I just straight up give my opinion on a movie, but this definitely lives up to the original. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of Twisters. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. I say it in every damn video. At the end of the review, if you think I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Twister centers on Daisy Edgar Jones's Kate Carter, a former storm chaser with a tragic past who now works as a weather systems analyst. She's brought back into the field, however, when a former colleague, Javi, played by Anthony Ramos, enlists her help to chase a few tornadoes and get a revolutionary tracking system off the ground. But once she gets back into the field, she'll quickly butt heads with another storm chaser, Tyler Owens, played by Glenn Powell, who chases storms with his crew while live streaming it and posting videos online, but he just does it for the thrill. So they'll form a rivalry while they're out in the field together, but as the storm season intensifies, these rivals will soon enough find themselves fighting together for survival.
You thought you could destroy a tornado.
We never had a chance.
This movie rocks and is a truly excellent summer popcorn movie.
Now that's entertainment.
Before I even get into the jaw-dropping spectacle on display here, just let me talk about the characters real quick. Daisy Edgar Jones is a very strong lead as Kate. It helps that the sympathy meter for her is completely maxed out within the first 5 minutes as we see that tragic backstory that I mentioned earlier. And when we catch up with her a few years later, she's in an understandably very dark and down place. But when Javi shows up to recruit her to chase some twisters, she really does a great job portraying that mixture of excitement and hesitation, and this is definitely just amplified when they actually get out in the field and experience some twisters up close. She has very strong chemistry with Anthony Ramos too. Not necessarily romantic chemistry, but they play off each other very well and have a good rapport that really makes them feel like believable old friends or siblings. And throughout the rest of the movie, Kate becomes a lot more selfless, confident, and even heroic in a few scenes. And once she pairs up with Glenn Powell, it gets even better, but I'll get into that. Speaking of Anthony Ramos, he's been slowly climbing up my list of favorite actors over the last few years. He's just a charming dude with good comedic timing and strong emotional range, and can always hold his own whether he's the lead or in a supporting cast. And here's no different, though I wish there would have been a little bit more for him in terms of backstory, besides just the 2 or 3 lines that we get, but his character goes through a very strong arc throughout the film, and I was impressed.
Another job well done.
Glenn Powell is another actor that I've been very excited to see in more projects, especially after his turn in Top Gun Maverick. The dude's just super charismatic, what can I say?
Ha! Gay!
He sort of starts off in a similar role here, with Tyler Owens starting off as a bit of an antagonist, butting heads with Kate and Javi like I said earlier, and just coming off as arrogant and kind of douchey, as both teams are racing to get to the storms first. But as Kate gets to know him more, so do we. The more we understand him and learn about him and his motivations and why he is the way he is, the more Powell earns that likability that he brings into each of his roles and gains a lot of sympathy from the audience.
I like this guy.
With all that combined, by the time the film gets to the point where Tyler and Kate are chasing storms together, this already fun and exciting summer movie just gets even more, well, fun and exciting. And they have just stellar chemistry too. And it just goes the extra mile to help you really root for and like these 2 characters individually, but also the 2 of them together.
Makes such a cute couple.
Moving on from Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, and Anthony Ramos, the rest of the supporting cast here includes the likes of Nope's Brendan Perea, Pearl's David Cornsvet. He's gonna be in another movie coming up. What was it? Some kind of small movie. Oh yeah. Superman, Loki, and 2019 Hellboy Sasha Lane, and a newcomer, Love Lies Bleeding's Katie O'Brien. They're fine, but all of them more or less serve the exact same purpose as the side characters in the original Twister. They're just there to tell a joke every now and then, have some one-liners, spout some exposition, and just kind of be there to help push the plot along. And for what it's worth, it works. It's not offensive, all of them do a good job in their roles, and none of them are insufferable characters that you would see in some other movies. I just would have liked to see a little bit more in terms of characterization for them. I couldn't even tell you any of their characters' names.
This could have been better, could have been worse.
Now, finally moving away from the cast, let's get into the rest of what works about this movie because it's just a ton of fun. For starters, I appreciate that this film is very in line with the original, considering that once we hit a certain point, it just kicks into high gear, speeds up the pacing, and we just go from one storm to another. And the film hardly felt like it ever slowed down, although this does come after a prologue. I also appreciated that the movie took a few more moments than the original to have some character development for our leads, along with some moments of emotional poignancy that actually felt earned and didn't really slow down the movie at all.
that's tugging at these heartstrings.
I also appreciate that the story didn't get too convoluted or complex, and it also leaves politics pretty much completely out of it.
I am very passionate about the planet.
Say global warming is a myth.
It's a myth. Further study is needed.
At the end of the day, this movie is all about the lead characters and fully immersing you in the experience of a twister, and man does it pull it off. Between above average CGI mixed with practical effects, a ridiculous amount of wind that gets pumped into a scene whenever they're involved with the storm, and the incredibly effective sound design, the movie just goes above and beyond to fully convince your brain that you're watching these characters chase real storms, and in some cases get caught right in the middle of them. Hell, there's even one part involving a fire tornado.
Well, that sounds cool.
But this isn't all serious though. There's plenty of crowd-pleasing one-liners, straight-up jokes, and visual gags. And though not all of them hit, enough of them do to where you'll still find yourself smiling and maybe straight up laughing at a few points. Everything here just comes together to make this one hell of a summer blockbuster, and if you're a fan of the original, even more so. Nothing really connects, you don't have to see the original before seeing this one, but I would just to get yourself in the right headspace. Overall, this is an exciting, well-crafted disaster adventure film with endearing leads, a fast pace, totally immersive sound design and special effects, enough of an emotional core to pull at your heartstrings a little bit, humor that lands more than it doesn't, and just the sheer fact that this movie just chugs along and never really feels boring, even if the side characters felt a little two-dimensional. And that's my review of Twisters. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it at the beginning. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description, find the links to my social media, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought, and let me know what format you saw it in too, I'm curious. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. They'll take you to my review of Fly Me to the Moon, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews and my shorts. Wanna say hi again?
Hi everyone.
Thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of Deadpool and Wolverine, baby. Let's f***ing go!